waving the red flag with your favorite self-aware narcissist, Lee Hammett.
I have a love bomb example I wanted to share.
Yeah, personal love bombing, y'all. Personal love bombing. It's like, it's like I don't want to make it. This is like she got a love bombing vest on. She about to blow it up. She just walked in here into she just walked in. She was like, and she's
All
about to
right.
blow it up. Like, so this is Jessica's own like real life. Jessica is a thriver. So she's gonna share her own real life love bombing situation, y'all. Love bombing scenario. So y'all, self
Here we
clap it
go.
up for Jessica and throw some red flags up in the comment section for Jessica.
So when we were together for about 5 months, I would say, before our first Valentine's Day, and for Valentine's Day, our first Valentine's Day, he gave me this card where he made it himself, a very nice. Even cut out the card or the hearts on construction paper, and really nice long message. How much he loves me, and how I'm the let's see. Jess, I love you. Your playful yet determined approach and leave. Chime in whenever. To life inspires me. The way you look at me makes me feel understood. When I can slow down enough to look back into your eyes, I get lost in your depth. I feel like I can see your soul. It loves me, so full of love. And I love you more than I have loved anyone.
So he said it loves me, like your soul loves him.
Yes.
Oh,
So full of
interesting.
love. Yeah. And I have loved wait, and no wait, and I love you more than I have loved anyone. Nothing
Oh,
makes me calmer than your skin next to mine. Nothing makes me more excited than you climbing on me. I have never felt so accepted. I love the way we play together. I admire your ability to use humor in everyday life and how you laugh at life's absurdities. Being with you feels completely satisfying, like I have everything I could ever want. Your steady, consistent love is helping me be open to even more love with you. Our love is so big that it blows my mind to think it is still growing. I am deeply grateful for you. I love you with everything I've got forever. Him.
so this is 150 days into the relationship, y'all, and he's already seeing her soul. You know,
Yes.
I it seemed like it took God longer in the Bible to see some people. You know what I mean? To read some people, but like in that space right there, did you see like your tried to? This is a love letter from him to you.
Hmm.
He describes in it how your soul loves him. You know what I'm saying? How many it's just little subtle things, and it's just like a little seed, like
Hmm.
a little droplet into the ground. It's like bleep. Your soul loves me too. It looks back at me. Your soul is staring at me. Like he made it sound like your soul had like some Louis Vuitton shades on, just like looking at him, like touching him. Like I love you too. You
Well, I can tell you my Valentine's Day card that I gave him that year was just a store bought card and a couple sentences, just like I love you and I'm happy to be with you type of thing. That
because you
was
weren't there yet, because you weren't like your soul hadn't really seen his yet. He said he said it did, but in that space right there. So show that you see that space right there. So show them the next card that he
this
sent you
this is Valentine's Day a year later.
a
It
year
was a
later.
store bought card, and then the message is much smaller,
So
and it says, well, first off, the card itself says, "I
you
love you.
may
You are my universe. Happy Valentine's Day." And then he wrote, "Just like the universe, my love for you is endless and always expanding. I love you more and forever, and I am eternally grateful for your love always."
and you see how short and sweet to the point that was right there. You mean like but you see how, but it's kind of symbolic what you just said. Your first Valentine's Day card to him
Mhm.
was you weren't there yet, and you
Right,
see how his love went from here to down here. He
right.
would he went from where he was originally to where you were originally 5 months in. You know, yeah.
Contrast, my Valentine's Day card
Mm-hmm.
this year was the opposite. Was
But
it was still a store bought card, but it was more meaningful, and I made a very a longer
yeah,
note, and it had
so,
more.
but you also see in that space right there, the first one made it seem is symbolic because typically when you cut it out when you cutting out hearts and stuff like that, it's to
Mhm.
send like a ransom note. It's just like people are sending ransom notes like drop like hey it's the kidnappers. It's hey it's the kidnap it's the I kidnapped your heart. Drop the ransom in the trash can on Fifth Street. That's that's kind of
Honestly,
what he
I
did.
felt guilty when I got this card. I was like, "Well, I didn't do enough." I felt like kind of guilty. Like,
Yeah, because like, and also, but like you said, you felt kind of guilty, but also he dropped it in there to make you feel like you loved him more than what you actually did. He said your soul loves him back. He
Yeah.
could like you see, it's just little stuff like that I noticed. He's like, your soul looks at me and loves me too. And like, how you know my have you talked to my soul? Have you? You know my you so you my you know my soul, right? You know, it's just like,
Mhm.
and it's in that it's in that space right there. But like, yeah, but you see how you know once when they're trying to get you, they go all out. But when they feel like they have you, it's kind of like, yeah, you're my universe. I'm orbiting around you, and I'm expanding. You know,
Right.
you know what else expands? Balloons, and they pop.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I'll share
Yeah.
that story one day, but for now, there's a little bit of
No, so thank you for sharing your actual real life example of love bombing, and you said how like the love bombing, it wasn't necessarily the evaluation, but it's like less, it's less than.
right.
You go when you go like I always feel like narcissistic relationships with narcissistic people, it's kind of like the Benjamin Button relationship. They start off at a high point. They start off at the best they're gonna get, and they just kind of go downhill from there. It's just like, hey, I'm 60. You know, they just go downhill and get younger and older at the same time. Yeah,
Yeah.
your relationship ages in reverse. It starts at a peak and it just goes downhill from there.
Right.
Instead of gradually building to that peak, you know
And I
how it
can see
normally
that
goes.
clearly now. I can see that clearly now, where before it was very blurry.
It's always blurry. You know, it's like even when you wear glasses, it gets blurry when you're in it. You know,
Mhm.
it's just kind of like you ever see this, like Spider-Man when he like when he first got bit by the spider, he couldn't see when he put his glasses on. Like I can see better without my glasses. You know, bugs are attracting my light. Yeah, but yeah. Thanks. Shout out to Jessica for sharing her like real life story. Somebody say he want to take you to pound down. You hear it's just like your skin next to mine is just makes me glow. Like clapping cheeks.